Welcome to Black Cat Crypto Club. My name is Drake. Now, I was just shown some new information about some major hypocrisy in Bitcoin. And yesterday, in my video yesterday, we talked about JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, the hypocrisy there, where they say horrible things about Bitcoin and then turn around and take advantage. And we've got a new one, and this one is big, guys. This one's big, so stick around. First of all, if you have $1 or two, go help these animals at ezsrescueranch out. I'm helping these guys out for the next maybe 10 days of this month. So if you have $1 or two, go over and throw that at their PayPal that's at the bottom of this flyer. I will also have that in the description, as well as their website, their Facebook, all of that. So go help them out. Now let's get into this. I saw this from George at Cryptos Are Us. And so thanks to him, but he really pointed out the hypocrisy here of Vangaurd. And we've talked about Vangaurd before. In my Banks Want Your Bitcoin, we mentioned them. And in the video on which ETF is right for you, we also mentioned them, because Vangaurd, if you have a 401k or you just trade with Vangaurd, they're not offering their customers the ability to buy the spot Bitcoin ETFs. So the CEOs also come out really hard against Bitcoin and said that it's a horrible store of value and all of this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So where's the hypocrisy, guys? Let's get over to that. We're going to go over to Yahoo Finance, and we're just going to look at a few stocks, right? So this is Marathon Digital. These guys are the biggest Bitcoin mining company, okay? They don't do anything else, just Bitcoin mining. Who is the top institutional holder? It is none other than Vangaurd. Okay, maybe Vangaurd, maybe this is a mistake. Maybe Vangaurd doesn't realize that Marathon is a Bitcoin company, and they just carelessly threw billions of dollars into that company. Who knows? Let's check the second biggest mining company. Oh, guess who's number one in holding Riot platforms? Vangaurd. Man, they are on a roll on mistakes. They've literally invested billions into Bitcoin. Must be another mistake. Everybody gets 3 mistakes. What about Coinbase? Weird. We've got Vangaurd as the number one investor in Coinbase. I wonder, do they know what Coinbase is? Everybody knows what Coinbase is, right? Well, that's their third mistake. Let's see about MicroStrategy. So, Vanguard's not number one here, but they're only a few million behind Capital International Investors at number 2 in MicroStrategy. Now, if you don't know who MicroStrategy is, MicroStrategy before 2020, MicroStrategy was a competitor, a software competitor with Microsoft. And MicroStrategy was definitely, obviously losing that battle. And they were a dying company. Michael Saylor found Bitcoin and decided, we're not doing software anymore. All we are now is we're just going to buy and hold Bitcoin. And ever since 2020, they've been buying and buying and buying and buying. They bought all through the last cycle. They bought completely through the bear market, despite getting a lot of hate for that from traditional finance. And they've continued to buy. They just bought something like 900 Bitcoin like 2 or 3 days ago. So these guys, this stock, MicroStrategy, MSTR, is really the equivalent of holding Bitcoin. Just like mining companies, really. But this is the fourth mistake. This is no mistake, guys. Vanguard knows. Vanguard knows what they're doing here. They're the number one or number two investor in all of these crypto companies. So they're saying it's a completely horrible store of value, talking all kinds of FUD on fear, uncertainty, and doubt on Bitcoin. They're turning around and they're taking advantage of it, guys. They're hoping that they can string you up, grab you by the ankles, and just shake all the Bitcoins out of you by talking really poorly about it. Keep that price low while they get into it. It's pure hypocrisy, guys. And I don't even know. Let's go back. One more thing that's really interesting here is BlackRock. Everybody talks about BlackRock because they're the number one asset manager in the world, right? And they've put out one of these spot Bitcoin ETFs. They're kind of the big spot ETF now under Grayscale, who had a major head start. But everybody talks about BlackRock, and they've kind of flipped on Bitcoin. They were like Vanguard 3 years ago, and Larry Fink would come out and say, and kind of laugh off Bitcoin and say they were never going to get into it. None of their customers liked it. Nobody was asking about it, this and that. And 2 years later, they were applying for a spot Bitcoin ETF. So they flipped, but Vanguard is right there with BlackRock with assets under management. They're right there with them. They're just they have slightly less assets under management than Bitcoin or than BlackRock. So they're the second biggest institutional investing managers in the world. But what's really interesting is I wonder who owns BlackRock. Number one top institutional holder of BlackRock is Vanguard. They own more BlackRock than BlackRock owns BlackRock, guys. BlackRock is the number two holder of BlackRock. How that works, guys, I don't know, but just interesting. Vanguard is just the hypocrisy there is mind-blowing. And if you think about hypocrisy, guys, hypocrisy really stems from like a self-serving interest, right? Like hypocrisy really is at its core selfishness. You say one thing, but then you think, nah, not for me. It's right for me, but not for thee, right? Very, very selfish thinking. And in a space like Bitcoin, where decentralization really goes to, it's kind of the antithesis of selfishness, right? Like decentralizing something is for the good of everyone, rather than centralization being, oh, it's good for, a very certain type of people. Decentralization does a lot to hinder selfishness. If you go back to my first video, I really talk about how getting out of the interest-based centralized money system does a lot for selfishness, right? So with Vangaurd and all of this hypocrisy from major institutions, it's shameful. And they should be ashamed. You know, they're too big to be ashamed. They're really too big to be anything but prideful. But they should be ashamed of themselves. So the point is, don't get shaken out by the FUD that is often stemming from these sources, these major sources that want to manipulate, use their power to manipulate you into selling them your Bitcoin. Don't miss this opportunity, guys. It's the first time we've ever been able to front run them. And that's why they're so pissed. And they're doing everything in their power. You know, they're saying one thing, and meanwhile, they're doing exactly opposite. So, guys, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. If you guys notice in most of my videos at the very end, there is a little black cat thing that opens up right here. And if you tap on that on your phone, that will take you to the subscribe thing. So go over there, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification. It will make you aware. It'll send you a notification anytime I post one of these videos, so you guys won't miss those. And other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video. I'm going to be doing some good ones here coming up. So I will see you then. Bye.